Who are the best shooting guards in the NBA right now? Well, looking at this list, we got a lot of great players in this position. And starting with Anthony Simons. Smasher, what are his stats?
Yeah, Anthony Simons of the Trailblazers. He's been injured for about half the season, but since he's come back, 23 points, 3.5 rebounds, 5 assists, and point 0.6 steals. With 2.4 turnovers, shooting well from the free throw and 3-point line.
But his team is also really bad, and you can question if he actually contributes to winning or not.
And I can say, even though plus minus is a bit of a fraud stat, it is a negative 12.
Which is very bad. You could contribute to his team being bad, but also, I mean, when was the last time you heard of Anthony Simons leading, them to a win? I ain't never heard of that before.
He's led them in points a couple of times. It's just they always lose those games. He had 38 points against the Nets, and I mean, they did win that game actually. He does lead that team.
Great example.
Yeah, 38 points and 11 assists in that game.
He had 41 points, 7 assists against the Wizards, and they still lost.
I mean, what more can you do, really?
Stat pattern.
33 points against the Mavs, and they lost. 29 against the Kings, and they won because the Kings had players out. I would go high to mid B tier.
I'm good with high B.
I was gonna say low A, but after looking at some of these stats, and I'm just thinking 41% from the field ain't great, or 42% from the field ain't that good, and the plus minus is very bad. His true shooting isn't great, so I would agree with you, high B instead of low A.
Right. The next player, Kermit, Anthony Edwards, 26 points, 5.5 rebounds, 5 assists. 1.3 steals and about 0.6 blocks, and 3.4 turnovers, which is the 8th most in the league. But he is shooting pretty well from the field, 3-point and free throw, with one of the best plus minuses in the league because the Timberwolves are so good.
He's also on, the number one seed in the West at the moment.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
And he's one of the big reasons why they're so good. I mean, I think for me this is an easy S. Even if he was bad, his pure aura puts him in S, if I'm being honest with you, all right? His aura puts him in S.
100% put him in S.
His aura puts him in S.
Well, if we're talking about aura, I think there's a player down the line that we got to put in S as well.
I hate that.
I'm good with S for Anthony Edwards.
I could only make an argument that maybe one player is better than him, so I'd put him in S.
Tyler Herro.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm 100% correct with that one. Next, we've got known Wizards merchant, Bradley Beal. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 0.8 steals coming back from injury. Finally, part of the big three, and he's had a couple big games, and he's shooting really well. What is everyone's thoughts on him?
Honestly, that 42% from 3 makes me want to put him pretty high up on this list. I'm not quite sure he's S tier, but I think he's definitely A tier.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know he's having a down year stats wise, but his efficiency is great, and it's difficult to put up fantastic counting stats when you're on the same team as Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who are always going to take more shots than him.
Well, that's also due to the fact that he's been injured for half the season, so it's hard to get. It's hard to get stats when you don't play.
Yeah, he also just doesn't take as many shots as those other two, though. He will never take as many shots as Devin Booker, though.
Yeah.
He has to be stupidly efficient to put up big numbers, which he has been pretty efficient. Just because I know that on a good team, he could probably average 25 right now, I'd put him in A, and I'd be pretty happy with that.
Well, I was going to say, he reminds me a lot of Anthony Simons. Less volume, better efficiency, which in my opinion is better. I'd put him at low A.
Yeah, I'm good with A.
Yeah, he'll probably end up the lower end of A by the end of this.
He is a great player. Next up, we've got Brandin Ingram from the Pelicans. 22 points, 4.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 0.8 steals. 2.5 turnovers. Is shooting well from the field, but not as good from 3-point.
I mean, I don't really know where to put this guy because I mean, he's had some great stretches, but recently, if you look at his recent games, damn, he's not doing a whole lot because Zion's back, and we all know that big boy needs to get his shots up. You know what I mean?
Well, his last couple games, we've got 12 points. Then he was out with an injury. Then 9 points, 13 points, 15 points, 12 points, 19 points, 12 points.
There's just. Oof.
I know that when he's on, he is really good. But
yeah. If I was gonna, I would say, if I was gonna pick either him or Anthony to be on my team, I would pick him for this year because I think he's better than Anthony Simons. I don't know if he's better than Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he's as efficient as Bradley Beal, and also it might be because Bradley Beal's got slightly better people around him, but they are winning more with Bradley Beal back. Brandon Ingram isn't contributing to winning as much as Bradley Beal, in my opinion. Bradley Beal, to me, I'm not sure whether I want to put him high B or bottom of A.
I think that their stats, Brandon Ingram and Beal's stats are so comparable that Beal's efficiency gives him the slight edge.
Yeah, I'm happy putting him high B.
Yeah, I think high B is a good place for him.
I think putting him high B is the best spot for him. And let me preface this before the comments come. He is technically a small forward, but on ESPN he is listed as the starting shooting guard, and that is where these shooting guards are coming from.
All right, next up we've got the new Warriors shooting guard this year, Brandin Podziemski. 9 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, and 1 steal. He is not very efficient from the field, but he's pretty good at knocking down threes like most Warriors are. And not very good from the free throw line either, 60%. Leaves a lot of points.
Yeah.
Wow, 60% free throw is awful.
Yeah. He's been one of the better rookies, but if we're comparing him to like every single starting shooting guard in the league, I might have to put him in D, not F, just because he is decently efficient and he does have a positive plus minus, and he's one of the only reasons why the Warriors are still like afloat somewhat. So I would put him in D. Not saying he's a bad player, but he's not as good as like Bradley Beal or something. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have to say his potential. I think he has a great potential. I think he could be making his way up to a C or a B tier by next year. But for now, with the stats he's putting up against other people in this tier list, I would have to go high, probably top of D.
Yeah,
I think he's a good spot.
Yeah.
He's a few levels below the other guys right now. But
he's simply just not going to get the volume with Curry and Clay.
Draymond's coming back, and now we got.
He's gonna get punched in the face.
Chris Paul, and next up you got Bruce Brown for the Pacers. They do shuffle this a lot, so sometimes it's Bruce Brown, sometimes it's Bennedict Mathurin, sometimes Bruce Brown moves to the small forward. It's a bit of a mess in Indiana, but Bruce Brown is averaging 12 points, 4.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.1 steals. Limits his turnovers well, and has been pretty efficient, like pretty good from the field, good from the free throw line, pretty bad from 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
do like his defense. Underrated
his defense is good. I would say Bruce Brown is who we thought he was, and when they gave him that huge contract, it probably wasn't worth it. I would put him probably in C right now. His defense brings him up to C. Because if he was a bad defender, that man would be sitting in D right now. But no, he's.
I know. I haven't checked it in a couple days now, but I know that the Pacers are like top 5 in points given up to the shooting guard position, which isn't entirely on him, but it does reflect poorly. I'd be happy putting him in C.
Yeah.
C's pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Next guy is an F tier, let's be honest.
Cam Reddish, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. The only thing he's good at is defense, really, and he's
My
not.
God,
very
I did not realize he was so bad. These stats are horrific.
Yeah, he plays.
39% from the field,
When he
33%
plays
from the
30
field.
minutes.
Average
For
Laker
example,
player.
this is the average Cam Reddish game. You've got one game, 18 minutes, 1 assist, 4 turnovers.
Man, if we were doing
Yeah,
a
the difference doesn't
cardio,
make
Yeah.
up.
if we were doing a cardio
let's
tier
just
list,
put
he'd
him
be
in
S tier.
Let's just
He
put him in D.
he really went out there with 1 assist, 4 turnovers, and a missed shot. Next up, we've got DeAnthony Melton. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.6 steals, 0.5 blocks. One of the better defenders in the league, 6.5 plus minus, and good from free throw line, not very good from the field, and mediocre from 3-point. In my opinion, he is a slightly better Bruce Brown.
Yeah, I'd say you could put him right next to Bruce Brown, maybe ahead of him, but I don't know. Just because that efficiency isn't great, I'd probably put him right behind him. The steals numbers are great, and that can give him the edge to get up there. But yeah, I think it's a pretty decent spot for him.
I do not
I'm
care which
taking
side
Bruce
of Bruce
Brown's.
Brown you put him on.
I'm taking Bruce Brown's efficiency over the steals, so I think
Next,
behind
we
him
got
in C.
Cam Thomas, 21 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2.1 assists. That's it. He just scores. And unfortunately, not very efficiently. I am very biased, and I don't like Cam Thomas. I think he's a bit of a shot chucker.
I love myself some Cam Thomas. I gotta be honest with you. I think
just
he's
think
awesome. I think he's hilarious.
All he does is score, and
Isn't that
he's
like the most
pretty
important part of basketball? Scoring.
yes, but he's
Efficiently,
pretty
though.
inefficient.
You got to score efficiently.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, he's not
Cam
shooting very
Thomas. Cam Thomas is who people thought Tyler Herro was this offseason. They believed he was literally Cam Thomas. If I was gonna put
feel
Cam
like-
Thomas anywhere, I feel like he could be the highest person in C, just because his efficiency is much better than DeAnthony Melton's, and I
kinda
do like
depends-
myself some 20
Kind of
points per
depends
game.
where you're doing the tier list. If you were doing value to a team, I would have Cam Thomas lower than Bruce Brown, Anthony Melton. But as a player, individually, I do think he's more talented than both of them, so I would put him top of C.
He should either be
He's-
the top person in C or the bottom person in B.
He just doesn't do enough outside of his scoring for me to justify putting him in B, but
Real.
Yeah.
next up, we got Dejounte Murray, involved in a lot of trade talks recently. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.3 steals, and he's been mediocre from the field, mediocre from 3-point, and mediocre from the line. I mean, he's been mediocre. But I'm a big Dejounte Murray fan because I really appreciate his defense.
I also like Dejounte Murray, honestly, and I think based on these numbers and based on his defense, I would put him potentially the highest person in B, maybe low A. I like
think he
what he
belongs
does.
in A.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
A. I don't
Low
think
A.
I think he's very comparable to Brandon Ingram, like damn near identical. So I think slightly above him just because he's more efficient from 3.
I just think Dejounte Murray is slightly more efficient than Ingram,
Yeah.
but way less efficient than Bradley Beal. I'd have
He's
him.
not way less efficient than Bradley Beal. He's a percent lower on his three ball shot, and for field goal he's 4% lower, which isn't great. But I mean, he's averaging more points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals.
But
I mean-
also, you gotta think Dejounte Murray is a secondary ball handler on his team. Bradley Beal's like the third option.
I guess, but I mean, he's not playing. Bradley Beal's not playing all his minutes with KD and Booker.
Yeah, you're right, but
I don't know. I
He
think
does
he
play
could end
good.
up. I think he should be an A tier. But if you want to put him high B, I'm not offended. But this next guy deserves All Star.
Derrick White, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
See that, Smasher? You mentioned aura earlier. This is a man with aura.
Shut up! I'm trying to do my stats here. Mid field goal percentage, 41% from 3, which is pretty high. and 90% free throw, which is amazing. And the third best plus minus in the league, but he's on the Celtics. We don't really.
That doesn't matter. Third best in the league. Don't deny it. As a player,
Everybody on the Celtics has a super high plus minus.
Everyone has a super high plus minus because they're so just stacked. First of all, I think he's worse than Dejounte, in my opinion.
He's definitely worse than Dejounte Murray. Derrick White is a very good 3-and-D player who doesn't have to get guarded by really good defenders. That's what he is. I would also argue
he's worse than Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram can carry a team. Derrick White
slightly better value than Anthony.
I can agree with that analysis.
I think he's a slightly better player than Anthony. He's not more valuable than Anthony just due to age, but
But
yeah,
I think
Derrick White's definitely better than Anthony.
Yes. If you're building a team, I would take all these players ahead of him, but I would definitely be taking him right here. He's got a good mindset about the game. He does remind me of Marcus Smart's mindset a bit, where he's just a bit of a, he's really good. He's really good.
He also reminds me of Marcus Smart because he doesn't show up in big games.
he has a game winner in an elimination playoff game. What are you on about?
Yeah, that was pure luck. We didn't even box him out. All right,
that was pure.
It was pure luck. It was pure luck. How do you explain 17 minutes, 2 points against the Bucks this season? How do you explain that?
Bro, everyone's allowed to have off games. LeBron James dropped 10 this
The game before that, he had a triple single with 5 fouls.
Bro, he's doing his roll to help the Celtics win. The Celtics are a winning team.
Moving on. The next player is not on a winning team. Devin Vassell. 18 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.2 steals, mid from field, pretty bad from 3, and mid from free throw.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that bad from 3. 36% isn't too bad.
He's been...
For a shooting guard, it might not be the best.
Very bad run. 16 points on mid efficiency, 12 points on bad efficiency, 5 points on 7% field goal.
Oh, jeez.
And then 4 points on 18% field goal.
Yeah.
I just feel like he also benefits a lot from Wembanyama being in the team and taking some pressure off him. Because when Wembanyama has to get doubled in the paint, sometimes it can lead people to run to the paint to defend Wembanyama and leave him with some wide open shots. In my opinion, he's worse than Cam Thomas, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely worse than Cam Thomas.
Because all these numbers are just worse across the board.
They're not.
I would be.
They're not at all.
AJ?
The only number worse than Cam Thomas is his points.
Yeah, but when
it is
when you're comparing
only number
1 rebound per game to 3 rebounds per game, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? That's still such an insignificant amount.
Yeah, it's just like
he's also more efficient.
He can also
from
rebound
everywhere.
He gets a lot more rebounds because the Spurs miss so much. So he can get some offensive rebounds in there because they're so bad at shooting. I'd put him... Oh, man. I'm going to let you guys make that decision.
I would rather have Cam Thomas on my team than him. He's just... He doesn't do anything. I know you can look at his stats. He doesn't do anything well. He's not that good at anything. His team is awful partially because he is not very good. I would put him on the lowest point of C. I don't think he's very good at basketball. Well, no, he's amazing at basketball, just not compared to other players in the NBA.
You think he's down here?
Yes, I'd put him there.
Right. Next up, we've got Donovan Mitchell. 28 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2.8 turnovers. But I mean, when you're the main guy like Donovan Mitchell is. 45% from the field, 35% from 3, 87% from the line. I am a big fan of Donovan Mitchell, and I think the steal numbers and all, he is S tier, no matter what.
Yeah, he's S tier.
He is S tier.
Is
Everybody knows he's
he
S tier.
above
Donovan
Ant?
Mitchell.
That's
No.
my.
He's not.
I think it's much closer than people think.
I think it's close, but I don't think he is.
Because you got to think, Donovan Mitchell averages an extra 2 points,
Okay.
an extra assist. They
Okay.
average same rebounds. Donovan Mitchell gets roughly half a steal more. Anthony Edwards shoots 0.4% better from the field, 3% better from 3, but 3% worse from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards also has more turnovers.
Listen, all right, you guys aren't gonna like this, but I'm putting Ant over him on pure aura. Ant's
Aura
over him on
and-
pure aura. I don't care. Ant's over him.
Ant
on
is
pure
on a
aura.
winning team. Ant is on the best team in the West right now, and we said we're going to
Donovan-
take that into consideration.
Donovan Mitchell is playing without Mobley, who's injured,
Mobley
and helps
sucks.
with the defense, and
Mobley
Darius Garland, who takes a lot of the scoring opportunities. And
Yeah, so
means that
Donovan Mitchell would be putting up more stats, wouldn't he?
He'd be putting up more assists. Yeah.
I mean, just
Oh,
his 3-pointer
because-
isn't great.
Because
His
the
from
majority
the field isn't
says
that great.
low
I'm
Ant.
putting Ant better.
Yeah, I say
But
But
Ant.
he
Michael
shoots
Jordan.
better. He shoots better from the field than Ant.
I don't care.
So you can't say that Ant's better
I
from the
don't care.
field.
I don't care. He's shit. Ant's better.
I would say Donovan Mitchell's better, but I'll settle with him being there. Next up, we got Donte DiVincenzo, who is the new starting shooting guard for the Knicks after the trade. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.2 steals. He's a pretty good defensive player. He's a 3-and-D guy, basically. He's 42, almost 43% 3-point, which is brilliant. Surprisingly, very bad from the free throw line, 72%, which is
I mean,
surprising.
he
for
also
someone who's such a
doesn't.
three-point
He
shooter.
probably also doesn't get to the line that often. How often is he driving to the basket and getting fouled?
You're not
You know
wrong.
what I
He's
mean?
I mean, 6 free throws last game, 3 free
Yeah, but I feel like
throws,
that was kind of
0,
an anomaly, though.
2, 0. He probably averages about 2 a game. So
Yeah,
really,
I
not
mean,
that big of a sample size.
Yeah. To a
In
game,
my
and he
opinion,
hits
he's a lot
one-
like D'Anthony Melton, but better. Just 3-point
Yeah, I think-
efficiency.
How about we put him right between Bruce Brown and D'Anthony Melton?
I'm honestly happy with that. I could
Mhm.
also see him going ahead of Bruce Brown, but it's
Bruce Brown's
these guys are all
championship is
pretty
keeping him up there for me, honestly. If
those
Bruce
3 are
Brown didn't win that
pretty
championship,
interchangeable to me. They can all go really wherever you want to put them. Next up, you got Jaden Ivey. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal, 0.6 blocks. Really bad from 3 and the free throw line, and all right from the field. Since Cade has left with his injury, Jaden Ivey has been putting up big numbers, but that could also be because who else on the Pistons is taking his shot? Bogey? Like, come on.
There
yeah.
you go, Bogey.
Jaden Ivey, I will say, throughout these last 2 years, he definitely plays better without Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't know
he
what
gets-
Monty Williams is doing. They should not be on the court at the same time. He plays better without Cade. He's a ball-dominant guard. You now have 2 ball-dominant guards. You got to play them off each other. You know what I mean?
In my opinion, he's C tier for me, but it's where in C tier.
I would put him in extremely high D.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Why?
I watched the Pistons. He makes the most mind-boggling turnovers I've ever watched. He
Right,
makes.
who
I
else?
know. It just says 2.3, but those turnovers are terrible. It feels like he makes like 5 a game. It's awful.
James, AJ, high D or low C?
High D. Just to spread it out a bit more. I think
Yeah,
he could.
you have to remember he's also on the worst team in the league,
Aiden watches more
He
Pistons
is.
games than me, so I'll trust his analysis on that.
dude. Oh my god, the turnovers are so bad. You won't even
Next
believe
up,
it.
we've got Jalen Green. 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists. Bad efficiency. He has done he is honestly one of the worst kind of sophomore year drop-offs I've seen. It is bad.
This is what I talk about when I say the G League doesn't teach these players how to shoot. They come to the NBA and they're just awful at shooting, and they never learn how to do anything else. They're not good at shooting the ball. The G League isn't good for their development.
Compare his stats to Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey shoots better from the field.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
Like,
that's just
Jaden Ivey also has basically the same amount of turnovers.
Oh no.
Jaden Ivey's
really,
defense is slightly better. Like, slightly.
I really like
but...
Jalen Green, but like, I think he low again. I'll leave it up to you guys, but low C or high D.
I would put him in low C just because I gotta give him some benefit of the doubt that this efficiency will get a little better, maybe. But I mean, like, damn, it's the G League's fault. I'm taking that to my grave. It is the G League's fault. They don't teach him how to do anything over there besides dunk the ball. They want to turn everybody into Giannis. Not everybody is 7 feet tall and weighs 300 pounds, all right? They're not all Giannis.
Next up, we got Jordan Clarkson. 18 points, 3.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers. Not great from the field, not great from 3. All right, like pretty good from the free throw line.
It's another Jaden Ivey.
No, it's different for me with Jordan Clarkson. Because the Jazz have the best record in January. And that's all been since he's come back from injury. He came back Christmas Eve, where they won against the Raptors. And then they won the next game against the Spurs. And they lost to the Pelicans. Beat the Heat. And then, I forgot exactly what it was. But it's
the Heat without
they've
Jimmy?
only lost like 2 games in January.
Without Jimmy.
He has been a big factor in that. I'd be putting him high C, low B.
I think he deserves higher because he's a Laker legend.
That's real.
Put the Lakers bias aside.
Efficiency isn't great.
I'd be putting him near Anthony.
You put him near Anthony? Hell no. We're putting him next to like Cam Thomas, right? Like below Cam Thomas.
I think he's above Cam Thomas.
He's above Cam Thomas.
3 points less, but averages more on everything else.
Except for points.
Yeah, I said
He
3
said
points
3
less,
points
but
less.
averages more on everything else.
And he's less efficient from the field than Cam Thomas is.
Slightly.
And he's less efficient from 3.
He's decent.
He's also less efficient from 3.
The Nets are a lot worse than the Jazz have been. The Jazz have a better record than the damn Celtics in January. Like,
congratulations on your good January. You are the 9 seed.
Off. Derrick White takes January's off.
I would be putting him. I say low B, but I'll agree with Aiden and some other people.
Smasher, are you trying to say that maybe Simon Fettuccino isn't the reason? What are you trying to say here, Smasher?
I'm saying Jordan Clarkson come back and they're on this crazy win train.
Fettuccine might be the lead of that team right now.
Next up,
Fettuccine might be the most
Jordan
disrespected
Poole,
player in the league.
Poole boy, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1 steal, 2.3 turnovers. Bad from the field, bad from 3, pretty good from free throw. And I'm pretty sure the stat still stands. Is he the worst plus minus in the league?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so...
Smasher, I would just like to point out, he's averaging 17 on 41-31. That's about what Jordan Clarkson is averaging on similar efficiency.
The Wizards are the worst team in the league, and Jordan Poole is taking almost every shot.
We need to split his picture in 2, and one needs to go to S tier, and one needs to go to F tier. Because if Kim Kardashian is in the crowd, that's an S tier player. If Kim Kardashian is not in the crowd.
He doesn't even play good with baddies on the sideline anymore.
Because he's not.
I am making.
How do you know? How many baddies are on the sideline in Washington? How many?
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody.
You bring him back to California, or you put him on the Heat.
What you say, I don't care what you say. He is D.
Can I
You
just
put him on
like?
the Heat.
Can I just
He
like?
averages 40 a night.
Can I just put him in
Is
F
he put him
because
on
it's
the
Jordan Poole?
Not this bad. He's on the
Yeah,
court, sort of thing.
Can I?
He is bad, no matter what.
Can
Can I say F just
Smash
because it's
Smasher.
Jordan Poole?
Yeah, Smasher. I vote we make a new tier called Jordan Poole and just put him in there.
You're not making a new tier called Jordan.
Like,
Boo.
just
Like,
because fuck
you-
Jordan Poole.
His best games are like 30.
We need to see what state those are in and what city, because I have a feeling there might be
You're
some
not-
correlation.
Fun with this, he's
I think
not
James might be onto something.
Might be.
shit.
No, James is on.
James might be cooking.
You shit with the Warriors. He's just shit.
No, he was pretty good with the Warriors actually.
He's fucking shit. I don't care what anyone says.
Okay.
I knew
Smasher.
he was going to be bad. I knew he was going to shot chuck, and that's what he's done. Next up, we got
Okay,
KCP.
LeBron.
KCP, we got 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 0.6 blocks. Barely any turnovers, but he's not really known for handling the ball. Pretty good from the field, pretty good from 3, pretty good from free throw, really good plus minus, but he is on the Nuggets. He's one of my favorite role players in the league.
He's a great 3-and-D guy. He's the perfect 3-and-D guy.
He is honestly almost identical to Donte DiVincenzo to me.
So put him right next to Donte DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think this is another C tier.
Worse because he averages less points, but slightly better efficiency. But
Yeah, it's just somewhere in the middle of that C tier.
they could go. They go either way. Next up, we have Jalen Suggs.
And just like the rest of the
13
Magic,
points. 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 0.7 blocks, 2 turnovers, 45% from the field, 38.5% from 3, which isn't bad, and 76% from free throw.
just like the rest of the Magic, he's a goddamn shot chucker.
38% is not bad. Jalen Suggs
He averages
he's pretty
12
good
points.
defensively. He's had kind of a breakout, kind of a breakout. He's still not that good at
Had a
scoring.
breakout and then ended.
Yes. I will say, I don't know why we're talking about Duncan Robinson's son like this. This is crazy. Put him, like, honestly, I would probably want him over Cam Thomas on my team just because he's really good defensively and he's decently efficient.
Bro had an insane 2 weeks at the end of December and beginning of January.
He's averaging very similar numbers to Donte DiVincenzo and KCP.
Yeah, I don't know. He
But worse
does more for
efficiency.
me. You know what I'm saying? He does
Worse
more for me
efficiency.
than they do. You know what I mean?
He averages less efficient. He's less efficient, and he gets less steals than Donte DiVincenzo.
Well, congratulations, but he does something more for me than they do.
He's-
You know what I
What
mean?
is the something?
He's more than just a 3-and-D guy. You know what I'm saying? He does a little more.
What else does he do?
Dunks the ball.
So can Donte.
Not
Great,
that well.
great logic there. Ed.
Like,
He's just
a lot of NBA players can dunk the ball, man.
he struggles with the same thing
this
that the entirety of the Magic franchise struggles with, which is
Well,
inconsistency.
James, I'm leaving this up to James because AJ's too close as a Magic
Well,
fan.
he'll drop 7 threes in one night and then proceed to come out the next night and go 0 for 9 from 3.
James, where are you putting him?
Just chuck him in the middle of C tier.
That's fine.
I'll acknowledge you. I'll put him above Donte, even though I think he should be here. But
That's an insane non-ball knowing take right there.
I mean, he's averaging less points and less steals than those 3 guys. But sure.
Okay.
Next up, we've got Martin Luther Irving, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.5 steals. Has been on a tear since Luka's been out, which we kind of expected.
Well, somebody had to take
He had
over.
an injury for a long time, and he wasn't great before the injury, but he has picked it up. I don't think he's on the same tier as Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards.
No, but he's at least definitely A tier.
I think he's top of A tier, like
Yeah.
You know what?
peaking on that.
You know what? I think he's S tier. I think he's S tier.
I just think he
I-
averages
I-
less of
I
everything,
think-
and he's second
Yes,
guy.
yes, because he has Luka on the team. Luka would be both Donovan Mitchell and Anthony Edwards would be Luka's number 2 guy. Neither of them are better than Luka.
Yeah, but we're not talking about.
We've seen what happens when Luka comes out. Kyrie still has the best handles in the NBA and can still make any shot on the court.
You know what?
Yeah, but
I agree with
still
Aiden.
S tier.
He's S
He
tier.
is still S tier. He can do anything.
Like,
Yeah, they're good. Kyrie's on their level.
I don't think he is.
Just looking at
If Donovan Mitchell, 3 extra points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals.
Donovan Mitchell's
No
the number 1
way.
guy on his
No
team.
way,
Kyrie is not.
a guy who ball handles besides a guy who's a second option might put up more points. That's crazy. I've never heard of that before.
I just still think that he's a better player than Kyrie. I think Kyrie, because I think
Kyrie shoots
I
41% from 3.
hold on, because I think I'm saving S tier for the top 3 guys, and I think there's another guy on this list that will be
You
an
don't
S
need
tier.
to save it for the top 3. If
Thrasher,
they're S tier,
why
they're
don't
S
we
tier.
have
Kyrie belongs
4?
in that tier.
I don't think Kyrie.
No,
AJ,
does
Kyrie is
belong
in that tier.
AJ, it's up.
42, 7, and 7.
Looking-
33, 5, and 6.
looking
44
at- yeah.
and 10.
looking at his last like
Forget-
6-7 games.
That Luka with no one else on that Maverick team
Him-
taking shots.
Hey,
Tim
no,
Hardaway
Tim
also
Hardaway
got 40.
Jr. dropped 40 when he dropped
Tim Hardaway
42.
literally dropped 40.
That was one ridiculous game from Tim
So,
Hardaway.
and
No one
Kyrie
else.
also dropped. So Kyrie also dropped 40 in that game. He's S tier.
He is him. Kyrie Irving is him.
Put him S tier.
He plays worse in defense than both these guys, and arguably everyone.
Donovan Mitchell is not there to play defense. He's a small
Donovan Mitchell
guard.
plays good defense.
He's a small guard.
Donovan
He doesn't
Mitchell
play
plays
that
good
good
defense compared to
defense.
Kyrie.
His defense isn't that good.
Compared to
Neither of
Kyrie,
the
it's
defenses
better.
are that good. All right.
I'm not arguing. I'm putting him fucking S tier, but I don't
Thank
agree
you.
with it.
Whatever.
Well, you don't know
Donovan
ball,
Mitchell.
so
You don't know ball.
Donovan Mitchell's better in every category. So
yeah, Cap.
Except efficiency.
I am gonna go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 32
Oh,
points, 6
I wonder
rebounds,
where Shea goes.
2.3 steals, 0.8 blocks, blah 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 blah. He's S tier.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
put
that's
him first in S tier.
amazing.
Yeah.
We don't need an argument. He is him.
It's an easy decision.
Just no argument here.
Bit of a lottery team merchant though. Gotta be honest.
Not
For real,
really.
for
The
real.
Thunder are good this year.
No,
Well,
he
if the Thunder are so
against
good, why
lottery
did-
teams.
Yeah,
Against
why
lottery
did
teams.
why did he only drop 19 points against the Clippers? You know, he's a lottery fraud.
Not even. Terance
Combat
Mann,
efficiency.
7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 0.6 steals.
Yeah, speaking of the Clippers,
Speaking of the Clippers,
can we just put him in F tier? I cannot believe this
Yeah,
was their
but this-
untouchable asset to get Harden. This guy was untouchable to get Harden, and he's not
Good.
good
he
at
plays defense
basketball.
that you can't see on the stat sheet.
Yeah, but 28% from
Cam
three.
Reddish. He's like literally Cam Reddish,
He's
bro.
literally Cam Reddish.
Better than Cam Reddish, but he is on
But
the
yeah,
same
he
level
is
as Cam
very
Reddish.
Cam Reddish.
He literally, bro. Same person.
Next up, we got Tyler Herro. We've got
My God.
23 points,
Tyler
6
Herro.
rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.5 turnovers. Again, Tyler Herro's game. He is a pretty good 3-point shooter and good from free throw. Not great from the field. He has a plus-minus of -0. He's true neutral.
Well, that's not negative. That's just 0.
I think this is our second A tier.
I agree with James.
Hey,
Put him in A. Put him in A.
What
He
makes you
is
not want to
him.
put him A tier?
He is him.
Not better than Dejounte Murray, in my opinion.
Yes,
He
he
is.
is. What are you talking about? Yes, he is.
I don't think he is.
I
He
low-key
is-
think he's better than Bradley Beal.
No. This is
right.
fucking ridiculous.
He's right. AJ's spinning.
This is ridiculous. Because,
Listen. 41% from the field. All right, with a clutch gene. Bradley Beal does
41%
not
from
have.
the field.
41% from
41% from three,
3.
sorry.
44 from
Yeah,
the field.
from
Hey. 4 from the field's pretty mid. Pretty bad.
Listen. Hey, listen. He's got a clutch gene. Bradley Beal does not have a clutch gene. Dejounte Murray does not have a clutch gene. He has a clutch gene.
DeJounte Murray averages 2 less points, more
Yeah, he's
assists, more
Okay,
steals,
'cause-
more
he's
blocks, better
Okay, he's
field
ass.
goal, slightly worse
Okay, he's
3,
Yeah, he's ass.
Same free throw, less
he's
turnovers.
I don't care. He's ass.
Jay Murray's better in every single way.
No, he's
No,
not. He's not a
you
better
literally
scorer.
you literally just said two ways how he's worse:
Oh.
points and free
Oh
throw
no,
percentage.
2 less points.
Hey, Smasher. I have a question. How many finals appearances does Dejounte Murray have?
Real.
We're not talking about the past. We're talking about this year.
How many does he have?
God.
How many does he have? How many does he have?
We're talking about this year.
How many does he have? Hey, I would like
not-
to point out. All right. You love Dejounte Murray so much. His team is 16 and 23. If I remember correctly, Tyler Herro's team is 24 and 16.
Also, hold on. Tyler Herro didn't really have that fucking finals appearance.
He already
What did
had
he
one
do?
in 2020. They made it
yeah,
in 2020 where he was one of the best players on that team.
Yeah.
He was like the best scorer on the team. They lost to
What about
LeBron James. What the hell?
Pretty convincingly, like very convincingly, like.
Okay, Bam also got hurt. Like, I don't care.
Put him A tier Smasher and let's move on.
Terry Rozier's next. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2.1 turnovers, mid field goal, mid 3-point, pretty good free throw. Again, I think a little bit of a merchant while LaMelo's been gone, obviously, but he's still a pretty good player.
The last game when they had LaMelo, he dropped 26, 5, and 7.
Putting him, I'm gonna be quick with this one. I think bottom of B.
You think he's worse than Derrick White?
No.
I was gonna say right above Derrick White.
Yeah, I put him above Derrick White. I think his efficiency not being the great might be more of an issue with spacing and the fact that no one else on that team can really do anything.
Next one, we've got Luke Kennard. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists.
The triple single.
100% free throw.
Wow.
He has not missed a free throw.
W.
He is him.
And he
Holy
takes free
shit.
throws.
Clearly
it's
an
not
S
like he
tier.
doesn't take free throws. Free throws. And one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Clearly an S tier.
Imagine 3 and D without the D.
Yeah.
Put him above Jaden Ivey, honestly.
This is the opposite of Cam
actually,
Reddish.
Put him above Jordan Poole. Fuck Jordan Poole.
That's civilian.
Fuck Jordan Poole.
Next
Fuck
up,
Jordan
we've
Poole.
got Malik Beasley.
Oh my goodness, Laker legend.
4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 0.1 blocks. And I will say this: I mean, you look at everyone. Out of everyone there and their minutes played, Malik Beasley is the best 3-point shooter in the league
Yeah.
this season.
He's an A
Malik
tier.
Beasley is better than Jordan Clarkson. He's definitely better than Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say that.
Do we put him low B? I know that he doesn't get a lot of counting stats, but damn, 50% from 3? He was not doing this on the Lakers. He
He was
never
not.
did this on the Lakers.
I think he's A tier. He's a third option guy.
He is A tier. Okay,
No,
that's a bit
no.
ridiculous.
No, A tier might be a little much.
If you put him without Giannis and Dame, I feel like he'd get worse. His efficiency would plummet.
Put him like the lowest in B maybe, because that efficiency is fantastic. And I love myself with some Malik Beasley, and he did not do this on the Lakers, right?
Yeah, the
He
efficiency.
never did this on the Lakers.
Next up, we've got RJ Barrett.
Go.
Who just got
S
traded.
tier, S tier, S tier.
18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Being pretty bad from field 3 and mid from the free throw. He has improved a lot since going to the Raptors, though. It was a really good win
I think
trade for them.
I think RJ Barrett is a lot like Tyler Herro. If instead of having Eric Spoelstra, you had AJ coach your team. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
That's
I'm
what
right here.
it's like for RJ Barrett, all right?
I'm a great coach.
I don't want to just focus on his time with the Raptors. I want to focus on his entire time in the NBA, like his entire season. I'd be putting him low B.
I think low B is fine for now, but I think if we redo this tier list at the end of the year, And after he's played half a year with the Raptors, I think he'll be an A tier after he plays a full year with the Raptors.
agree with that.
I think he can put up the Tyler Herro stats, 41% from three, stuff like that.
Yep.
Definitely should pop a
Yeah.
decent amount. Because he's still a really good player. Next up, we've got Zach LaVine, Bulls legend. 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, almost no blocks. 45% field goal, 35% three, 85% free throw. Been injured for most of the season, so he's just come back from his injury now, and he's been pretty good since coming back from that injury.
Slightly
Alright,
older.
put him in C. Put him in C. Put him top of C.
And I'll already
He's
say,
shit.
and I'm
He's
going to point
ass.
out, he is basically Tyler Herro.
No, he's not. He's nothing like Tyler Herro. He
It
sucks.
literally is. They do the exact
No,
same
he's
thing.
not. Well, they don't do the same thing at all.
play.
Zach
They're
LaVine.
literally
Zach
the
LaVine.
same play.
Zach LaVine is Tyler Herro 2 years ago when he bricked everything. That's what Zach LaVine
No,
is.
they're literally the same player.
Yeah, except
This
one
is
is
why
worse
I was
than the other
making.
one.
This is why I was making the argument that Tyler Herro is not A tier.
Yeah, you can argue that
Because
all you want, but
Tyler
he's
Herro
got better
A tier.
stats than LaVine does on
Tyler
better
Herro A
efficiency than
tier.
LaVine does.
LaVine is also A tier.
LaVine's not A tier. LaVine does
He's not.
everything
He's not A
worse
tier.
with
Neither
worse
is Tyler Herro.
efficiency and on a worse team. He does literally everything that Tyler Herro does, but he does it
He's
worse.
been injured for majority of this season. He hasn't really had a chance.
Yeah, because he was really good before injury, and his team definitely didn't get a little better when he got hurt.
Yeah, he's a ball hog. So is a lot of the other players on this list.
Yeah, but they're actually good when they ball hog.
Cam Thomas.
Some of them is. Yeah, that's why he's sitting in C, the exact same place I said to put LaVine.
No, because Cam Thomas shoots a lot worse.
I think
I
LaVine is a
refuse.
B tier.
A
I
lot
refuse to
worse?
see LaVine any.
A
I
lot worse
refuse to see
isn't
LaVine
something
any
that-
lower than B tier.
He's B tier.
Fine,
Aiden, you're
put him in
overhating
B.
this guy.
Yeah,
Put him
I
in B,
agree.
Fine, put him in B. Fine.
Very,
fine.
I will put him very close to Terry Rozier, but below.
I wanted him top of C, but B is fine.
No
Mid
way
B,
is he
mid
top
B.
of the team. Like, I don't care. He
Ass.
gets overhated. Like,
That man is ass.
he is basically Tyler Herro. With
He's not even the best shooting guard in his own team.
Who the fuck is the best shooting guard on our team?
Kobe White is the best shooting guard on your team.
Kobe White is a point guard.
He's listed as shooting guard right here, man. I don't know.
Plays point guard for us.
Whatever. Moving on.
Last player.
Don't try me.
All right, Bulls.
Next up, we got Malik Monk.
Laker legend.
Who
Honestly,
isn't a
it's
Laker
Kevin
legend?
Kevin Herro has
Real.
been pretty bad, which is why Malik Monk took his place. 16 points, 2.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 0.6 steals, 0.7 blocks, 2.1 turnovers, 43% field goal, 40% from 3, and 85% from the free throw line.
Put him right next to Jalen Suggs.
Not whoa. No, he's better.
No,
than
he's better than Jalen Suggs.
I didn't say behind him. I said next to him.
Because I'm a little biased because Malik Monk is one of my favorite players. I would rather have Malik Monk on my team than Zach LaVine. I would.
No.
I would rather have him on my team.
This dude
I
is
love Malik
a
Monk.
Zach LaVine hater.
I love Malik Monk, dude. Malik Monk is him, right? He is him.
That's
If Malik Monk was on the Lakers right now, all right, they'd be winning the championship. I'm so for real. He is him.
I'm fine with low B tier.
Well, I don't think he's B tier.
Low B,
Low
high
B,
C. Low B,
What
high
does it
C.
say?
I'd be putting him like here.
Yes.
above
Yes.
Malik.
Alright,
That's a
I'm
good
good with
spot.
that.
Okay.
Good spot.
All right. Well, that's our tier
Can
list.
I- Can I
James, you want to start us off?
AJ, what did you want?
can I put Kyrie above Donovan?
No.
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 You won't let that happen.
No, no. Smasher barely wants Kyrie in S tier, so that's definitely not
Which
gonna
is
happen.
crazy, but
That is a crazy take.
It's so crazy.
Right, and one last thing I would like to mention before this video ends is Jordan Poole in Miami dropped 19 points in only 3 quarters on 57% efficiency and 75% from 3, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 19 points.
Bro spent the entire
Jordan
video
Poole-
pulling that stat line.
I had that tab pulled up since we talked about Jordan Poole.
One Jordan Poole game. I can take every other Jordan Poole game this season.
Yeah, but he's not in Miami though.
Yeah, he's not in Miami though. Think about who's in Miami.
There are other cities that aren't Miami that have.
I think he
No,
dropped
he
30
didn't.
against your goat in Indiana.
I know Indiana was
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Well, either
Yeah.
way, let us know in the comments who do you move around. Follow us on all our socials. Thank you for watching.